In the Obama Chronicle segment tonight, you don't get to be a presidential candidate without a lot of help. Barack Obama accumulated his power base in Chicago by allying himself with some very interesting characters, probably people you have never heard of. Person number one, Betty Lou Salzman, a wealthy, committed, left-wing philanthropist who can make or break a Chicago politician. Person number two, Valerie Jarrett, currently a senior advisor to Barack Obama. She has been a close associate for 17 years. Person number three, Penny Pritzker, whose grandfather founded the Hyatt hotel chain, another committed leftist. She is a top fundraiser. Joining us now from Chicago is a woman who knows all about Barack Obama's Chicago gang, Sugar Route Board. Actually introduced the senator to George Soros. Wow, why did you do that?
Well, because he was a Democrat and he's rich, so that kind of made sense. And when he was running Barack for the U.S. Senate, Paula and Jim Crown from the very important billionaire Chicago Crown family that owns Aspen, a lot of companies, very generous, very philanthropic. We were all working with Barack to run for the Senate, and I was going to host a dinner for George Soros on a book tour here. And we persuaded him. And actually,
so you got them together. Soros subsequently became a big Barack Obama fan. But Soros is a far, far left guy. Many people, I think, are very, very suspicious of George Soros for his past activities and his kind of crazy view of what the country should be. But if Barack Obama gets elected, we can blame you, Sugar, for putting the two together. All right, let's go to Betty Lou Salzman. Betty Lou Salzman, big Chicago doyenne, correct?
Big Chicago doyenne, the daughter of Philip Klutznick, who was a Secretary of Commerce, who was a major developer. And Betty Lou, as we used to call them in my old Sarah Lawrence day, limousine liberals. Now we call them Lakeshore, after Lakeshore Drive, liberals.
Okay,
and Betty
she's
Lou
loaded.
started.
And now Betty Lou Salzman, I understand, was the one who said to Barack Obama, you better oppose the Iraq War. You better come out and say you're against it. And this was way back in 2002. Is that correct?
In October 2002, Betty Lou was the organizer for the anti-Iraq war that took place at Daley Federal Plaza, at which Obama made an important speech.
Yeah, and she said to him, he didn't want to, he was going, I don't know whether I should do this. He said, you better do it. And that's what I understand happened there.
That's true, and by a lot of the things, and I don't think a lot of people know this, Obama does a lot by consensus. He listens very closely to this circle of people that you mentioned.
Well, he listened to Betty Lou. Betty Lou told him to get out there, be against the Iraq War, and that's what happened. Not to say that the senator wasn't against it, but Betty Lou forced him to come out of the closet. Valerie Jarrett, I understand she's a very tough lady, and she travels with Senator Obama. And what else about her? She's
scrappy. She's very scrappy. She is a lawyer. She actually hired Michelle Obama when she was working in Mayor Daley's office. She was actually born in Iran, where her father, an American, was doing medical work, and she remembers the days when her father was a doctor at Rush, and remembers stories of him having to come in the back door and decide he was coming in the front door because he was African American. And she is one scrappy person who they mention constantly could be his chief of staff.
Yeah, she could be the White House chief of staff. Is she a very liberal woman, a pragmatic woman, what?
Or she's a tough woman, and it's hard to tell. You know, when you're saying left, liberal. Because all these people that are surrounding Obama, a lot of them have the same background, Harvard, lawyers.
Yeah, but there's a degree. Look, George Soros is as far left as it gets. Betty Lou Salzman, we know, is very far left. I'm not sure about Valerie Jarrett. I don't know where she is on the political spectrum. I'm running out of time, and I want to get to Penny Pritzker. She's the Hyatt heiress. And
that's right, extraordinarily gifted,
she's the money
talented
lady,
financially. Right? She's the money lady. She's the finance chair. But interesting enough, her brother, J.B. Pritzker, was the finance chair for Hillary simultaneously. So
Democratic family just split like the Kennedys did. Now, I got to ask you about Michelle Obama, because Michelle Obama knows all of these women.
Yes.
And some viewers got mad at me the other day when I said, look, Michelle Obama sometimes comes across as a angry lady. You know her.
I saw you do that.
Yeah,
yes.
Was that fair? Was I off base?
No, it's not angry.
No?
It's intense and focused. And I know a lot of people, including Barack, thinks of Michelle as Jackie. And also she's been on the cover of another girlfriend's here, Linda Johnson Rice, who owns Ebony and Jet. And she's had Barack and Michelle on a lot of the recent covers. And you see them on the newsstands constantly. And that's been one of her ways to support.
Okay, so you say, and you know her much better, I don't know her at all. You say she's not angry. She's intense.
No, she's more like Nancy Reagan, who, and I knew that
Nancy
White House.
Reagan?
I worked with them. They had totally supportive of her husband, totally focused on him, and much less than like a Jackie who wasn't.
But Nancy Reagan
politics.
never came across that intense to the American public. She does. Michelle Obama.
That may be, and she again's a Harvard-trained lawyer, but she's a good mom and a great wife. But if anybody is thinking anyone has more input than Michelle Obama to Barack Obama, they're wrong.
That's right. Michelle Obama makes everybody else insignificant, and you're absolutely right.
You are right, Bill. Yes.
Ms. Rappaport, very interesting. I thank you for taking the time.